I got a juicy leak for you all today as things begin to heat up as we move into Nintendo Direct season. Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. I love a good mystery, and this one has multiple interlinking parts, and we're going to try to uncover it and figure it out together. But I think it leads to some really exciting new games and a new piece of hardware from Nintendo this year. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you're looking for a memory card, I got the very best one. It's the Lexar Play Card. Every time you click the link in the description down below, it helps support the channel, and this is the fastest, safest, bestest memory card. I'm telling you, and as we move into the conversation about backwards compatibility, having all your eShop games on one card is going to be mighty nice. But what's also mighty nice is how this began with a group meeting, with a gathering, with a reconnaissance mission at Nintendo NYC. Some sleuthy individuals have noticed that a lot of big YouTubers and even some press have been photographing themselves at Nintendo New York the past couple of days. Now, this is very interesting because most eyeballs are on Gamescom right now over in Cologne, Germany. Nintendo New York is obviously in America, in New York City. Now, maybe everybody is just really eager for some new Nintendo merch, but it's quite odd that a bunch of different familiar faces are showing up at Nintendo New York around the same time. Now, keep that in mind as we go through all the different bits of information that lead to a leak that I think is pretty freaking cool. So we begin with Nate Drake, classic Nate Drake, always with interesting things to say and always withholding thoughts until he's sure something's going to come of it. So you know that when Nate Drake speaks, probably going to happen soon. On Wednesday, Nate Drake said industry chatter will be taking place for certain at Gamescom. I have little birds waiting to sing their song to me once Gamescom concludes. Such songs may be kept under Friend-DA. This indicates that Nate Drake has some friends at Gamescom who are meeting with Nintendo or meeting with third parties related to Nintendo and will be singing their song once Gamescom concludes. Now, considering that all of these influencers and press have been at Nintendo New York, maybe there is some sort of Nintendo event going on at Gamescom and then a United States counterpart at Nintendo New York. Perhaps they're showing off something super cool, maybe previewing something upcoming. Who knows? Well, someone said that they've uncovered Nate Drake's Birds, which would be this event at Nintendo New York, but Nate Drake said that song isn't of interest. Far more grand songs are being sung by my birds this week. So Nate's got the real swanky luxury birds. I think everybody assumes that the event at Nintendo New York is actually for Mario Bros. Wonder. That game is out in like 2 months, less than 2 months, with the next Direct coming in September, and it'll probably focus heavily on that game. It would make sense that they do a preview event now. They could also possibly be doing a preview event at Gamescom, getting a bunch of coverage ready, and then boom, that coverage launches on the day of the Direct when we see a ton of new features and get a more fully featured 360-degree picture of what that game is going to be on October 20th. I believe that's what's happening at Nintendo New York. Very sad that I'm not there. I really love Mario Wonder, and I love everything it stands for. And I hate that Nintendo won't invite me, but they're probably previewing Mario Wonder. And Nate Drake says his birds are singing far more grand songs. Now, of course, everyone's reading into grand, everyone's reading into songs. Why is it tied to this? And does it have to do with the next piece of Nintendo hardware, the 2024 hardware? The answer is, I think most likely. Nate Drake goes on to say, ascend, in response to someone saying, my hype continues ascending to heretofore unseen heights after the last few pages of this heavenly topic. And Nate Drake says, ascend. He also confirms that he would go to Nintendo's NYC office every August and September to demo their holiday lineup in prior years. So the likelihood that Nintendo New York meetup is for Mario Wonder and possibly RPG and Detective Pikachu and WarioWare makes a whole lot of sense. But he's saying ascend, like hype can continue to rise, which really makes me think he's got some dirty details about to leak out about the next Nintendo console, things that took place at Gamescom, and he's got some agreement with a friend, a mole, a plant, a person at Gamescom that is going to feed him back information that then he will share with us very soon. After this week concludes, his Friend-DA is up, I guess, and he can talk about whatever is going down with the little birds singing grand songs. Yet it does not stop there, because then another familiar leaker, Necro Philippe, who works over at Universo Nintendo in South America, said, I don't know about Nate's birds, but I also have mine. And yes, things are happening for software, NAEUJP, and hardware. Question. Guess that's enough for now. The incoming weeks look interesting Nintendo-wise. Now this is where things get real crazy, okay? We know that Nintendo should have an upcoming Direct, and there's been a bunch of different pieces of the puzzle that place the Nintendo Direct on September 13th. One, Nintendo loves to use this time frame in past years. Two, they've got Mortal Kombat 1 coming out the following week and haven't shown nothing of it on Nintendo Switch. Probably the biggest third-party release for them this fall season. And then they also have the Pokemon DLC dropping on a weird Wednesday, September 13th release date. It all lines up to have that Direct be the week of September 13th. So all of these things happening for software and for hardware definitely line up with a new Nintendo Direct. Necrophilippe says NAEUJP, which to me makes me think that there are showcases happening in North America, Europe, and Japan. That's what I take from that. Hardware question, not really going to say. Now this hardware could go one of two ways. The first way is it could be in reference to Nintendo Switch 2. Although, because he says I don't know about Nate's birds, I also have mine, I'm wondering if these are separate things. If Nate Drake does have an insider willing to share information from Gamescom about whatever's happening in Nintendo's massive booth that they won't let anyone in, that could be about the next console in 2024. But Necrophilippe saying the incoming weeks look very interesting Nintendo-wise could be referencing a new piece of hardware for this year. I don't want to get you way ascended to super crazy hype because I think it's just an OLED bundle. I would be very surprised if there is not a Mario-themed OLED bundle to sell this holiday season. And I say that for multiple reasons. One, Nintendo has been very, very loving using the OLED to promote big games. Splatoon, Pokemon, Zelda. It's not like they've used the OLED for smaller titles or for quirkier titles or for titles that don't need promotion. They've gone in on the big ones. Both Mario Wonder and Mario RPG are big ones for this holiday season. And I think Mario Wonder could have a cool OLED bundle that would sort of double as the holiday bundle instead of the same boring holiday bundle they've had for 6 years straight. Now, we don't have a dedicated Mario console, although we do have a Mario-themed console. It's the red one back there, and it did come with Joy-Con, and it was trying to be very Mario-themed, but it's not really Mario-themed. It's Mario color-schemed. So we don't have a Mario-themed anything yet, despite all the Mario titles that are out. A Mario-specific OLED, with the Wonder branding, with the Wonder coloring, and with the Wonder pizzazz, would be pretty sick. And so I do think we could have new hardware this year, although it'll just be another OLED bundle. There's no way that we're going to get any sort of upgraded piece of hardware. No way we're going to get a Switch 2 this year. No way any of that's going to happen. But it's interesting that we're talking about software and hardware birds that have been looking at and seeing interesting things happening, and that the next few weeks are going to be very interesting. I mean, the September Direct is probably 2.5 weeks out, which is very close. And we should be seeing deep dives into the games revealed at the last Direct in June. Peach, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Wonder, Mario RPG, possibly WarioWare, possibly Detective Pikachu, but that last one I think is kind of done since we did get more details at the Pokemon Presents. Nintendo should have other announcements, but I feel like the main emphasis will be on Mario, especially considering the Mario movie is a billion-dollar seller, and everyone is probably looking for fun Mario things to get their kids this holiday season. A Mario-themed Nintendo Switch seems perfect, even as a double dip, because the Mario movie was so popular, and the character itself is so awesome, the games look so great, appealing to both new players and nostalgic players, old players, young players, cooperative players, single-player players, RPG players, platformer players. It's all about Mario, and I think that's what you'll see in the next Direct, and I really think Necrophilippe's hardware is in relation to that. Now, Nate Drake's hardware talk, that's probably more Switch 2 stuff, and I'm very curious to see when his birds do return. They're singing far greater songs than preview events in New York, and they are ready to have your hype ascend to new levels. This could be super cool, and might even be a point where we find out something brand spanking new about the system. Not the same old, oh, holiday 2024, oh, it's more powerful, oh, it uses a form of DLSS. No, this could be something far bigger, far more surprising, and maybe ties into some of Furukawa's comments where we do get a hint or a full-on reveal of some of the interesting new ideas, form factor changes, or gimmicks that are being introduced with the next Switch console. I will have you 100% up to date at the moment it drops from Nate Drake's Birds. I'll keep you posted on what Necro Philippe says as well. And I expect a Nintendo Direct in 2 weeks' time. And I think there will be both new software and new hardware in the form of a Mario OLED bundle, probably tied to Wonder, but I guess maybe RPG. And that's what I'm expecting to see. And the next few weeks being interesting, man, I'm ready for a lot of good Nintendo stuff. It's time to up the hype. We are entering the quarter of holiday games. The fall is upon us, and things are going to get real spicy. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Let me know your take in the comments down below. What do you think these birds are referring to? And are you pumped for them to return to the roost? Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.